Today we are going to discuss multiple access schemes. Multiple access schemes are used in multi-user environment. What do we mean by multi-user environment? Suppose there is a radio channel through which many transmitters and receivers are communicating simultaneously. Then there many users are sharing the common radio channel at the same time. So in this type of system where there are many users and many transmitters and receivers communicating between them, multiple access technology is used so that efficient transmission of data or efficient transmission of information is possible. Multiple access methods are used in cellular networks, mobile communication, in satellite networks. Wherever there are more than one transmitter and receiver, we can consider that environment to be a multi-user environment, and then the scheme to access the channel in that multi-user environment are known as multiple access schemes. Basically, there are three types of multiple access schemes, which are TDMA, FDMA and CDMA. If we talk about FDMA, they were used in first generation cellular phones. Then in second generation cellular phones, TDMA was used, and in third generation cellular phones, CDMA are used. And now the advanced version of CDMA and frequency division multiple access such as orthogonal frequency division multiplexing are being used in today's cellular and mobile communication systems. So if we talk about frequency division multiple access technique of multiple access schemes, we see that there are many users who are sharing the common radio channel. If we are considering a mobile communication or a cellular communication system, then there are many users who are communicating at the same time. So to avoid interference between the signals from different users, we will allot different frequency to different users. That means as the name suggests, frequency division multiple access. That means multiple access is being possible by dividing the frequency. That means the whole radio spectrum is divided into different frequency bands, and each user is allotted a different frequency to communicate. Now what happens when we give a different frequency to different users? That means every user is every transmitter receiver pair is having its own frequency band. Then in that case interference is minimum, but then also we see that sometimes interference is there. To avoid, because of the interference of the signals of one user in the signals of other users, so in that case what we do, we provide frequency guard bands are frequency bands in which basically no user has to communicate. These bands are provided to avoid the condition of interference. So the adjacent frequency bands which we are allocating to different users, they are likely to interfere with each other. So it is necessary, or it becomes necessary, to include the guard bands between the adjacent frequency bands. In FDMA, which was used in first generation cellular phones, synchronization and code words are not needed. We will see that in CDMA we will be using code words, but here there is no concept of using code words for different users. Simply the spectrum is divided into different frequency bands, and each frequency band is given to different user, and between those frequencies we provide a guard band which will be fighting the interference. In FDMA, power efficiency is reduced, and it is an old and proven system which is used for analog signals. Now the basic advantage of using FDMA is that all the users can operate continuously. They don't have to wait for that turn, like we will see in TDMA that there each user have to wait for that turn to communicate, but here every user is communicating 20 can communicate 24/7 without waiting for their turn, because here we are dividing the frequency. That is why it is frequency division based multiple access scheme. The signal, if we talk about the signal to noise ratio, it is improved because we use frequency modulation here. If we talk about the drawbacks of FDMA, it requires very larger bandwidth. That means large bandwidth is required in the case of frequency division multiple access scheme. Now next we will be coming to time division multiple access scheme. In time division multiple access scheme, every user is assigned a different time slot to communicate with each other. That means if user 1 is communicating in time slot 1, then user 2 will be communicating in time slot 2. And here, to avoid the interference between the signals of two different users, guard times is provided. That is, guard time is used to avoid the condition of intersymbol interference or interference between the signals from different users. TDMA was used in second generation cellular phones, and it is used for the transmission of data and as well as digital voice signals. If we talk about the power efficiency of TDMA, it is better than that of FDMA. The main problem is with the TDMA is that every user has to wait for its turn to communicate. That means all the users are not communicating at the same time, but they have to wait for their turn to come, then only they can communicate. So synchronization should be very precise in the case of TDMA. In FDMA we saw that there was no need of synchronization, but if we see TDMA, precise synchronization is required. TDMA is suitable for the transmission of digital information. FDMA was suitable for analog signals, but TDMA is well suited for digital information. So the basic difference which we are seeing between FDMA and TDMA, that in FDMA the radio spectrum was divided into different frequency bands and each band was allocated to each user. Guard band was provided to avoid the condition of interference. In TDMA, each user is given a different time slot to communicate. That means he has to wait for his turn to come, then only he will communicate. Here we will be providing guard time between different time slots to avoid the condition of interference. FDMA was well suited for analog signals and TDMA is well suited for digital information. Then comes our third type, which was used in third generation cellular phones. This is code division multiple access. Here all the users will be communicating at the same time using the same frequency. That means there is no problem of allocating different frequency bands to different users or different time slots to different users. At the same time, at the same frequency band, all the users will be communicating. Now how they will be communicating? Based on codes. That means each user will be assigned a unique code sequence. You can say that a signature sequence which is used by that specific user. This sequence basically which we use, it spreads the information signal across the assigned frequency band. Now at the receiver, the signal can be recovered by using the same code sequence. That means we are using the codes to transmit the information. We can understand this concept by, suppose that we have a room full of people who are talking in different languages. Like suppose one pair knows English, how to speak English, the other pair knows how to speak Latin, the other pairs know how to speak Urdu, and in same way there are different pairs and only those people, the specific pairs knows about that language. So suppose if the people who are able to understand English are communicating, then their signal will or their communication will appear as noise to all the other people who are unable to understand English. Similarly, if the people who are communicating in Latin, then their communication will appear as noise for all the other people who don't know Latin, because their language is working as code for them. Same is the concept used in CDMA, that we are using codes for each user. If we take the same example of that there is a room and many people are there, if we want to explain TDMA through this, then we can explain it like every user is given a different time to communicate. Every person in that room is given a different time to communicate. That means all people are not communicating at the same time. So that is representing, or that is analogous to time division multiple access. Same we can understand for FDMA also. Here every user will be assigned a different like here every user will be, or every person in the room will be communicating at a different pitch, or you can say at a different frequency tone. That when they will be communicating at different pitch or different frequency tone, then the signals will be less likely to interfere with each other, because the tone of each user or the tone of each person in that room, the pitch of each user is different from others. So that is analogous to FDMA, which we just discussed, frequency division multiple access. So these are the three basic schemes of multiple access, and these three schemes are further enhanced in the 4G communication. And these schemes like orthogonal frequency division multiplexing came, then different various standards of CDMA came, and the enhancement is still in process. So we have to study CDMA, how encoding and encoding at the transmitter and how decoding at the receiver is done for CDMA. This we have to study, which we will see in the next lecture.